AI can create new ideas, can even write a new Bible. Throughout history, religions dreamt about having a book written by a superhuman intelligence, by a non-human entity. Every religion claims our book, all the other books of the other religions, humans wrote them. But our book, no. It came from some superhuman intelligence. In a few years, there might be religions that are actually correct. That just think about a religion whose holy book is written by an AI. That could be a reality in a few years.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us, Rosh and Abi.
Hey.
Time to wake up. And is it time to wake up?
Yes.
Because
indeed.
What's coming, family? They are promoting this thing. They are selling this thing as heaven on earth. They are promoting the technology, AI, all of these things as heaven on earth. We're going to play some clips for you guys of what these people are promoting. And we want to warn you, look out, because this is coming from Elon Musk to this other guy, Yuval, a professor. This thing is worldwide, and they're saying it'll take about, in the next 7 years, by 2030, this stuff should be fully established. So let me set this up for you guys. I want you to listen to Elon Musk, what he said. This is the CEO, him and the CEO chatting, the CEO of ChatGPT. They're talking about AI and the benefits of it, what can happen. So let's listen to this.
The very positive scenario of AI is actually in a lot of ways the description of heaven, in that really nobody would need to work. I wouldn't even call it universal basic income. I'd say it's probably universal high income. I'm describing the best case scenario here. So I'm not saying this is definitely what will occur. There's a range of scenarios from very negative to very positive. The very positive scenario is basically sounds like heaven. You can have whatever you want. You don't need to work. You have no obligations. Any illness you have can be cured. When
do we die?
Well, that's a good question.
I think it'll be a choice.
Yeah, I think it probably ends up being somewhat of a choice.
Also, that everyone gets a great education, right? Everyone has that story of that one teacher that they had who paid attention to them and inspired them on a specific subject. Imagine if you had that teacher for anything you wanted constantly. Like, that is just one example of the kinds of upsides that are possible. And I think the question of, well, what does it mean to be a human? If you back to how do you predict what's going to come next? Actually, the thinker who I think had the best foresight about how the AI revolution was going to play out is actually Ray Kurzweil. I
agree.
Yeah, and his book Singularity is Near gets like a lot. I think that people kind of assume it's going to be this almost like just sort of religious text, but instead it's a very dry analytical text. And he just looks at the compute curves and he says, this is the fundamental unlocker of intelligence. Everyone thought that was crazy, and now it's basically true. It's basically common wisdom. And part of what he says is, look, what's going to happen is in 2030s, first of all, he says AGI 2029.
Yeah, I keep telling people, it seems to be almost exactly right.
It's spooky. It's spooky. 2030s is when the merge happens. So we've got Neurolink coming, and maybe other systems like that. And what does it mean once you actually are kind of merging with an intelligence?
Oh.
Now, this was my first time seeing this.
Wow.
My first time seeing this.
Anything stood out to you?
A few things. I mean, when he said it's wicked,
It's
like they're trying to like use some kind of, I don't know what you would call it, like humor in it, but saying he's, like saying it's wicked, like it's a cool thing.
It's spooky, right?
Right, but no, in reality, it really is wicked.
Yes.
Another thing, when he mentioned the stuff about the teacher, now notice how he was speaking to the insecurities of people. So that is like saying, this is how they're going to be promoting this. It's going to be speaking to the insecurities of people.
Yes.
The things that they're most vulnerable, I guess their vulnerabilities, the things that they deal with, their sufferings, their challenges, their struggles. This looks like this is what they're going to be targeting.
Elon Musk said it. He said it's going to be heaven on earth. You're going to have a high income. You're not going to be sick. And the audacity of what they said you're going to, are we going to die? The guy said it's going to be a choice.
A choice.
So that's taking Yah out the picture.
Out the picture.
Now it's our decision whether we're going to die or not.
I see chaos. I see destruction coming.
This is a warning, family. They are promoting heaven on earth. This will be the new heaven. They want to upgrade humans.
According to them.
Yes, to them. They want to upgrade humans into gods, where they have the choice. You're never going to get sick anymore.
This is why Babylon has to fall.
Absolutely.
For this very reason.
And they talked about Neurolink. I want to show you guys. This is Elon Musk's company. The things that he's developing. I'll show you guys that in a bit. But another thing they're doing, and they're talking about AI. All this revolves around AI, family. This is all around AI. Now, another thing that they're doing, they will rewrite the Bible. They are wanting to rewrite the Bible. They want AI to rewrite the Bible. This is what's happening. This is coming from this guy. It's Yuval. I forget his middle name, but I have a couple of links from him. Now, this guy, he wrote the book Sapiens, and this is a popular book among all the elites, the Bill Gates of the world. They promote this guy. He's going to all the universities and speaking. He spoke at the World Economic Forum. So all the big name people is promoting this guy. And let's listen to what this guy is saying. This is what he is promoting. It's talking about rewriting the Bible. Let's listen to this.
AI can create new ideas, can even write a new Bible. Throughout history, religions dreamt about having a book written by a superhuman intelligence, by a non-human entity. Every religion claims our book, all the other books of the other religions, humans wrote them. But our book, no. It came from some superhuman intelligence. In a few years, there might be religions that are actually correct. That just think about a religion whose holy book is written by an AI. That could be a reality in a few years.
So this book, this will be illegitimate now. It's not true. In one clip, he said this is fake news. Now the book of AI, this will be the 100% truth. AI.
Something is wrong with that picture.
All AI is, guys, if you don't know, AI is they feed the computer with information. And it just regurgitates this information. It combines it and spits it out faster than, they say, a human brain. They put all this stuff together. But who feeds the information to the AI? Humans, right?
People. I was about to say, yes, the people. Yes,
humans.
Yes.
So,
and notice too, with our technology, our cell phones and everything, how it tracks everything we do. I mean, there's some times when we have a conversation. I'm sure probably when we're gonna finish this, we're gonna see some stuff about AI pull up on our phone.
Right.
Like the things that you speak, it pops up on your phone. And so we're being tracked. And a lot of these things is using our activity to be able to develop something like this. So really they're studying everything humans do.
Yes. And like what you said, they know our insecurities, they know the things that we struggle with. So this new Bible, this new religion, this new God is going to placate to all of that.
Yes, and this is psychology.
Yes.
This is all psychology. They are studying the human brain. They are studying what we do, who we are, what are our struggles, all of these things. And so they're going to speak to it. And a lot of the people that's going to be fooled by these things are people who does not have a relationship with the Most High Yah. It is very important in these times because we are looking to some perilous times that's going to be coming. But it's very important for us to draw closer to Yah in these times. Because these things here is going to come to pass. But the thing is, Yah is going to intervene. And so our question to you is, what side you want to be on? On the side of Yah? On the side of man.
These wicked people.
It's time to wake up.
It's time to wake up. And just the audacity of this guy speaking like that is just unbelievable. And he's putting all of his trust in the AI and artificial intelligence. Elon Musk even said it's going to be a new heaven. But Yahushua said, John 14:6, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one's come to the Father except through me.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of all these things that they're trying to do, this new heaven, Yahushua said, you're not going to get to the Father unless you come through me. So no, doesn't matter how hard you guys are trying to cut people off from the Messiah, from the Most High Yah, you have to come through this word. It's not going to come through an AI religion. It's not going to come through an AI Bible.
This goes back to that one world religion.
Order, yes, one world religion. But the Father already said it. He said, they write in this new Bible, he said, you shall not add to the word which I command you, nor take from it, that you may keep the commandments of Yahuwah, which I command you. So you can rewrite these Bibles all you want. He said, you cannot take my word away from my people. Another one, he says, Matthew 24:35, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will by no means pass away. So it doesn't matter what these people are trying to promote, what they are trying to push. But family, we have to beware, because this is coming.
This is coming.
This is coming.
And the only reason why we putting this stuff out and talking about all of the, the AI stuff and what's to come is because a lot of people are still sleeping.
Yes.
And it's important for people to wake up.
Yes.
Just like we call this,
yes.
like what we often say, wake up. It's the truth. It's time to wake up, because this is what's happening behind the scenes. And the sad part about it is actually it's really not behind the scenes. They are becoming bold with it.
Absolutely.
They are letting you know what they are attempting to do with us as human beings. So it's time for us to take heed to what is going on in this world.
And listen to the twist that they're putting on this. They're promoting it as now humans, us fleshly humans, which don't the scriptures tell us to die to the flesh?
Absolutely.
Walk in the spirit. What they're promoting is that humans, you will become like gods. Now we know that the scripture said that the Most High Yah is in us. We are like him. That means that he is in us. We are not him. We will never be him.
Never be
but
him.
They are promoting like you will. Yes, you will be a
Your
Most
own
High.
God.
You will be your own God.
You're right. Most High. Right.
Wasn't it Satan who got banished from heaven because he wanted to sit in the Most High Yah seat?
Yes.
Isn't that the same thing what they're doing? Let's listen to this guy. He did another speech where he said this very thing.
For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed in the basic rules of the game of life. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud. These are the new driving forces of evolution. And
this is straight blasphemy.
He's saying,
some God above the clouds.
Yeah, and not only, Yah created the clouds, right, in the heavens and the earth. He's saying we're going to make our own clouds.
Yes.
The IBM cloud, the Apple cloud, the Amazon cloud, completely different. So again, wanting to sit in the seat of Yah. And they will be banished to hell for saying this abomination, these abominable things.
Yes, it is. Speaking evil about the Most High Yah, who created the entire earth. And it's really what it's doing is it's making us, trying to make people idols of themselves, like create themselves to be idols.
Yes.
So where we all can be idols. And again, like you said, like the Most High. And I heard him say something about the Bible, like the stories in the Bibles and all of the different religions. A lot of those different religions took from the scriptures.
Yes.
A lot of those different religions. And we have to remember too, the word is in our hearts.
Absolutely.
It's in our hearts. Yah has placed his word in our hearts. And at the very beginning, remember with Abraham, the word was in their hearts.
Yes.
So Yah's word has always been here since the foundation of the world. When he spoke all of these things, how he created this earth. A lot of those other religions, they copied. They copied off of, well, tried to mimic the true belief.
Yes.
But I mean, it's obvious. There's so many things that has, like so many revelations from the scriptures that have unfolded to let us know that were fulfilled already, to let us know without a shadow of a doubt that that is the true inspired word of the Most High Yah.
The scriptures say, 2 Timothy chapter 3, but know this, that in the last days perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of Yah. So this is perilous times, family. These are the times that we are in, where men are lovers of themselves.
That is the truth. And doesn't it say after that, avoid such people?
Avoid such people.
Turn away from them.
Turn away from them. Because they have a form of godliness, but denying its power. So they acknowledge the Most High. They see all this, but what he's saying, he don't have no power. We got the power. We're going to have our own clouds. And we're going to create these superhumans. So let's talk about these humans that they're trying to create. These superhumans, humans that they're going to be gods, turn into gods.
So we have to remember that Satan has his own minions. He has his own workers that be, here on earth. That's doing his work.
Yes. So let's look at this now. We just heard Elon Musk earlier, and this is his company. This is the thing that he's promoting. This is the chip that they want to put into people's brains. So this is a little bit long, but you guys stick it out, because it's very important that you understand that this is what they're trying to do. And watch how they're trying to sell it, how it's going to be beneficial for people. But listen to this.
Neurolink, Elon Musk's brain chip company, recently pushed back on claims that it violated animal welfare laws a few years ago while testing on monkeys. This year, the company plans to test on human subjects. But when it does, what would this major step mean for brain implant science?
Academics like me have conducted clinical trials in people with brain implants.
Dr. Paul Niajukian is a professor of bioengineering and neurosurgery. He directs the brain interfacing laboratory at Stanford.
For about 20 years now. Academic research brain implants, up until this point, more or less, have almost exclusively been with wires. The difference that the N1 has.
I heard this professor, he's saying, so this has been going on, but what they were doing were they were reading the brain, scanning the brain with wires. Now they're taking it to another level. Now they're going to implant chips inside of the brain. Check this out.
The Neuralink, it's fully implantable, it is battery powered, it is wireless. All of this is being done over Bluetooth protocol.
Let's dive into the science behind Neuralink to understand how exactly human brain chips work.
The science behind how these implants work is not that different from how you would go about trying to measure the energy from a AA battery. It's the same principle that we're doing with these brain implants. This is called neuroelectrophysiological recording. When you move your arm to the right, certain sets of neurons are activated in a certain pattern. Listening in to that activity and that pattern, you can predict very quickly which direction the arm is going to move. These are the neurons that are directly wired to your muscle.
Unless that pathway from the brain to the spinal cord to the muscle is damaged, the way it is in patients with paralysis.
That pathway is damaged, then the neural signals, the signals from the brain, aren't going to get down to move the muscles. But in many cases, the signals are still present in the brain. They're just not getting out. So if you reach in and put something that listens in to those neurons, then you know what's happening to the muscle.
And that's the goal of a brain implant. Now let's look at a timeline of brain interface breakthroughs over the years. Scholars have long been interested in how the brain works, so it's important to view these new developments at Neuralink as a culmination of breakthroughs by brain-machine interface researchers, especially in the last few decades. For example, in 2002, the first demonstration of real-time cursor control in monkeys took place. 2008, a monkey controlling a robotic arm in 3 dimensions fed itself. 2012, the first brain-controlled robotic arm by a human. 2017, a human controlled a cursor mentally to type out words and sentences. Dr. Nyojukian was part of this study, as well as the one in 2018, where a human subject mentally controlled a tablet to do things like browse the web, send emails, and play games or music.
All of that's been done with a couple hundred electrodes.
But in 2019, Neuralink, a private company, changed the game when it unveiled a pig named Gertrude with a wireless implant that monitored about 1,000 neurons.
The neurons are like wiring, and you kind of need an electronic thing to solve an electronic problem.
That was a very interesting moment because it signaled to the community that they're serious, they're investing, they're building hardware from scratch, and they're putting it in large animals. For the pig, the electrodes were implanted in somatosensory cortex, allowing them to measure sensory activity, like that of taking a step. Every time that particular neuron they were listening to fired, you would hear this little pop or click from the audio channel. And so the moment I heard it, right, it's like, oh yeah, they got neurons. You just recognize it instantly. You know what neurons sound like if you've been listening to them for decades. And that's what they were communicating, right? They were telling the field, we've got neurons, pay attention.
And overnight, it seemed the industry took notice. Then, in April of 2021, Neuralink released the so-called Mind Pong video.
Pager was the name. It's a rhesus macaque, which is, the type of monkey that is very commonly used in this field. Implanted with 2 of the N1 devices, the Neuralink devices, performing brain control of a cursor on a screen. That's extremely significant because here, Neuralink is showing their new hardware, their new device in their hands, works in a monkey. That's the level that's necessary to convince the scientific community, to convince the FDA that you're ready to go into human clinical trials. That's the evidence the FDA is looking for.
The recording power of the N1 device in Pager was eye-opening because of the sheer number of individual electrodes that had been implanted.
There was definitely a lot of clever engineering that went into that to build a device that can transmit 2048 electrodes worth of spiking information, right, of digital ones and zeros of spikes over a radio wirelessly. And when you have that many channels, the performance that you should be able to get should eclipse what we've been able to do in the academic field. The maximum number of electrodes I've ever recorded from is 200 to 300.
So with all those electrodes, how does a device like the N1 get implanted in a subject's brain?
Make no mistake, this is neurosurgery. It is not a joke. This requires cutting the skin, getting down to skull, drilling a hole in the skull, exposing what's called the dura, which is this protective layer of tissue that surrounds the brain, cutting the dura, folding it back to expose the brain, and then you get to the surface of the brain where you can implant the electrodes. The biggest risks with these types of techniques are infection, bleeding, and tissue damage.
So what would it take for the FDA to approve clinical trials in humans?
The Neuralink device are called Class 3 medical devices. They are implantable and they're going into very sensitive body cavities. That is the highest level of scrutiny that the FDA assigns to medical devices. They don't have a predecessor. There's no previous example that's approved. And so, very appropriately, they got a high bar they have to cross in order to get it approved. So what Neuralink has to do next is prepare a very long and technical document with all the evidence from animal studies that their device is safe and effective. This document is submitted to the FDA, who has 90 days to review and give them an answer. If the FDA says yes, then their clinical trial is approved and Neuralink can enroll and recruit human participants.
So we see, family, that this is what they are trying to create. They are wanting to merge technology and man and create almost like a cyborg, human robots. Where in the video you saw where the man said that this stuff is going to be controlled by Bluetooth. So you can interact with the computer screen. You can listen to music. You can do all of these things. Move a mouse, all with the thoughts in your mind without using your hands or anything.
I don't even understand how that wouldn't like scare a person. Like, just the fact that you would have something like that in your brain to cause you to do that. My goodness. That's like saying, I don't need you. Yeah, I don't need you, Most High.
Right.
I don't need you in my life.
Right.
I mean, I'm my own God. I'm my own Most High. I can do this on my own.
And right, and because I'm connected to these all this intelligence, what the guy said, you're gonna be connected to superior intelligence. Now we don't know what more superior intelligence than Yah.
Right.
But they claim that it's gonna be a new intelligence that can be downloaded into your brain, that you'll have access to all of this information through this chip.
And you live however long
you want. You're gonna choose when you die.
That goes completely against the word.
Doesn't the word say that a man may plan his way? His heart may plan his way,
but Yahuwah will determine his steps.
So these people are just so wicked that it's just unbelievable. And kind of Daniel was talking about this. He kind of prophesied about what's going on. It talked about Daniel chapter 2 verse 43. It says, as you saw iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another. Isn't this what they're doing? Trying to meld technology and man together.
Yes. Which
but
is
Daniel was saying, yes,
demons.
it will not adhere to one another. The guy in the video, the professor, he talked about how the problem with these things is that the brain will get infected. You'll have all kind of infections.
Right. It even talks about the complications that can come with it.
Yes. Bleeding, all types of stuff. Like the body won't accept this.
Right.
This is you're inserting something foreign into your body, something that Yah did not create to put inside your body.
But if you have so much power over it, like they say, why are you going to have complications?
Right.
We have to ask that.
Right. So we thought that this video was important to share with you, family, because of the things that they are promoting. It's time to wake up.
It's time to wake up.
This is coming, and a lot of it is already here. But we have to be aware of what's happening.
Right.
Aware of what's going on.
And,
it's nothing to be fearful about.
No, not if you got the Most High Yah. We talking to the people who don't.
Right.
And also, if you do have them, keep them.
Yes.
Because these are the things that are to come. And I mean, we have to know, we have to trust and believe that His word is true. How He's going to protect us and cover us from these things. And also pray that we may escape the times that will come upon the earth to test the earth. Because they will come, because it's in the scriptures. It tells us those times will come, and we should be praying to escape those times.
You said something that was powerful about the word is already in our heart. So we encourage you, read this word as much as you can. Keep your Bibles, because they want to rewrite this. The Most High said that this world is of Satan, and they may accomplish their plans, but the word is already in our hearts. It doesn't matter what they do.
Well,
they
God's
won't
going to come and
succeed.
intervene.
Exactly.
He will intervene and destroy it.
Yes, He will.
Because Babylon has to fall. So we know that is coming because of all the things we're seeing, what they're planning on doing. And a lot of these things, we have to think about it 10 years ago. Just go back 10 years ago and imagine where your life was. And imagine how it is now and how quickly times have changed within that short time frame. So just imagine when that time comes, if the world's still here.
Yeah, if it's still here. But
just imagine in the next 5 to 10 years from now.
I think this sums it up perfectly. This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 24. It says, all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of the grass. The grass withers, and its flower falls away. But the word of Yahuwah endures forever. So it's nothing to be fearful about, because His word will endure forever. Regardless of what these fleshly men try to do.
In His children.
Yes.
In His children.
Yes.
His word will remain.
Yes. So that's our video. Definitely drop your comments. We'd love to hear from you about what you think about this situation, what they are trying to do. Drop your comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, And we definitely will hear from you on the next one.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.